Okay, I didn't think I would do this, but I did it. I got another box of set boosters for Modern Horizons 2. Why did I do it? Well, my cost basis for this box was what I thought kind of reasonable. Ended up getting it for about 200 bucks. And so I thought, okay, let's go in for it again. I love the set, I love the cards, and alright, set booster it is. Didn't think I would like it quite as much as I've sort of come to. So, alright, I'm going to crack this thing open. It takes up a lot of space, really, just for these packs here. I'm going to get rid of all of this box. It's a heck of a lot of box. We have one pack that kind of got stuck in the box somehow. That happens, apparently. And we're going to make sure that we have, the right number of packs in the box here. All right, we got 3 stacks. Okay. As I open these things up today, I'm just going to chat a little bit about what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about the old, financial value of this set, I guess, the interest of this set. I mean, I'm just cracking boxes here, so it's very much about, like, trying to get my values worth. I'm not drafting with these. So here we go. We're getting into the old set booster contents. I'm gonna alright, there you go. Good way to start the video. Great way to start the video. Oh my gosh, that is something. That was a single rare pack. Nothing fancy out of there. Our foil over here. We have our sort of fancy frame. So yeah, wow. Sometimes you just start with one of those. Wow. So, according to my latest calculations on the old set booster EV, the set booster pack, and that was 6 uncommons. That's a lot of uncommons in this one. The EV for, and I've screwed up this, I wanted to get my uncommons in their own special spot. Here they go. There are some good uncommons, got to keep an eye out for them. Set booster pack EV is pretty good. It's like $9 a pack, which is kind of crazy. And that's not even taking into account some of the variants and things that you can get. This is kind of unexciting stuff here. Here's my Glimmer Baron. Ugh, that's a foil rare right there of utter not great. So alright, that pack was kind of bad. But hey, Misty Rainforest. A lot of the EV seems to be driven by the fact that, hey, fetch lands give you a pretty high EV. You got a lot of good rares in the set. I mean, heck, the rare slot is basically as good as the mythic slot at this point, which is kind of crazy. Now, here's one of our mythics. Not an amazing mythic. Not one that we're like super excited about. We're just going to put it over here in this sort of mediocre side. Here's our reprint. Here's this, and here's this. One thing I am going to comment on, because I think it's important. So we've got my foils over here, and I'm going to kind of give you a sense of what the distribution is of those foils. You get a guaranteed foil in every pack, but from what I can tell, the distribution, rarity distribution of those foils is not, it's basically your typical pack distribution. So it's actually, ooh, there's a good hit. There's a good hit, the old Void Walker. We'll set that over there. It's not as good as just like your typical booster pack. It's typically in like in a regular draft booster pack, the distribution does not follow the usual like 1 rare to 3 uncommon to however many commons you put in a booster pack these days. It's a little different. It's a little bit different, but I think in the set boosters we actually get kind of a crappier distribution in terms of rarities in that foil slots. The foil slot's not as good. It's worth noting I haven't gotten anything from the list yet, which is kind of a shame. Alright, we got Brea's Apprentice, we got Azmoran, we've got Alright. Gutter Snipe from the list. First thing from the list today. So we've got our slots of various stripes. Alright, we're just chugging our way through. Haven't gotten anything super spicy outside of pack 1. Yeah, I mean, it feels like in a lot of ways, whether or not your booster box is a good box or a mediocre box is going to depend on just how many fetch lands did you hit. How many fetch lands are you going to get? These cards were not the ones that rule. None of the exciting ones there. They're all race to the bottom for most of the super chase rares and mythics has pretty much meant that a lot of our rares are no longer very exciting. Well, we just burned a mythic slot on this thing. So yeah, this is like $2. This is the filming of this video. Maybe it'll change someday, but probably not. What is the list? Well, it's not this. This is a token. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of misses in the set now, but there's still an awful lot of hits. Awful lot of hits to be had, and we're going to be on the search for those. Another thing that is, look, there we go. There's one of the hits, Ignoble Hierarch. Put that right over there. Another thing to note is this reprint slot, right? The reprint slot, or the new to modern. You'll notice here the distribution, best I can tell, and we can kind of look at where we sit so far. We've opened what is allegedly 3 rares out of that. The distribution appears to be you get 2 uncommons for every rare, and then the rare can be replaced by a mythic at the usual rate. So you're going to get about, in a set booster box, 10 of those rares and mythics. Probably just one of them is going to be a mythic, and the mythics are really the only good ones. There's not a lot of rares in there. I mean, they're just too abundant that are meaningful. So, oh baby, we've done it. We have done it. So yeah, sometimes you open this. That is awfully good. So from what I can tell, when you open up one of the rares mythic slots, something like 9% of the time you'll get the showcasey variant of it of some sort. Obviously there are a lot of variants. Some of them are retro, some of them are sketch. Some of those treatments don't really do anything for your financial value. Obviously on this card, quite a bit. We got one of those previously, like, retro frame Sanctifier Invec does not make the Sanctifier Invec any better than it was. Really doesn't. It kind of doesn't change the value. Some of them even reduce the value. People don't really like the sketch art for a lot of cards, which see, the hits just keep coming. I'm only a third of the way through this box, and this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We got the Urza Saga. This is why I felt like, all right, that $200 price point. Yeah, it's a lot, but wow. Wow, do you get a lot of goods or what? You really do. You really, really do. Okay. Hey, here's a decent mythic. It's not one of the, really we were looking for like a lot of the incarnation elemental things. This one's solid. This one's solid. It's a good merfolk, so it's something. People sometimes like merfolk. Yeah, well, that's our 3rd mythic so far. Like I said, probably around 5 mythics per box out of the old set boosters, given how many rares you're going to be pulling out of these packs. Haven't gotten any of the Chase Uncommons. Master of Not Worth a Damn Thing. Chance Encounter goes over here. Wow, okay, here we go. There's a nice foil for you. It's the foil sketch art of Grist the Hunger Tide. The foiling on this is really subtle, but the sketch art on this is actually kind of cool. It's worth noting there's a million variants of these Planeswalkers. There's like the sketch version, there's a borderless one, and you can get them in foil or non-foil. So that's wild. That's wild. I will do a valuation calculation of this, post it to the video, at least of the day I'm opening this. It's July 7th is when I'm opening this bad boy. Zabaz! I think this card is actually quite good. Common Bombardment, great card. This card's worth like, $1.50 at the moment. Here we go, our card from the list is the Old School Goblin Lore. Old School Goblin Lore, to go with our little goblin over here. Very nice. Definitely not worth the like $30 that card was once holding. One deck crops up where it gets used in Modern, goes to the moon because it was printed not very frequently, and then they printed it a bunch of times. Now it's not worth anything. So, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Verdant Command. Yeah, I think that card's actually kind of sweet. Road to Ruin. Ooh, that's actually a pretty sweet hit from the list. Patron Wizard. I like that card a lot. In fact, I'm pretty sure I could use this in one of my EDH decks. I'm going to consider that. I don't own one. Used to, but that's a cool hit. I like that card. The list is great. The list is great. We got a bunch of red cards. I'm really hoping we get a Dragon's Rage Channeler here. We do not, and we get the crappy incarnation of Fury. Oh, that's a shame. That's just a shame. I feel like this is one of these foils you just see all the time. The old foil retro terminal agony. I do like the look of the card. We'll say that, but not one of the exciting ones. Okay. We haven't gotten any of the... Oh, all right, here's decent uncommon. Decent uncommon. We'll certainly note that. Here are a couple of... All right, here's... okay, here's... Okay, some stuff. Titania is going to go down here in the old New to Modern reprints. This is the worst one we could open here. Amazingly, this card used to be like a lot of dollars. Card is now like $3. It's mind-blowing to me. I mean, I think it'll probably rebound at some point. Here's our card from the list. I love this card. The old Sunscape Battlemage. I have that in my cube, I believe. But obviously we'd like to see, Cabal Gophers or something there. Hey, one of the gold-stamped art cards. Here we go. Here we go. Living the good life. Living the good life. General sense of that. So I don't think we're going to be hitting another rare out of the reprint slot. It's unlikely, or another mythic I meant, just based on how these things tend to be going. So we shall carry on. Still on the hunt. We've only hit one fetch. No, we hit two. We hit two. Holy crap, but we've hit two Urza Sagas. This one is the sketch. I don't really know if the... Is the sketch the same price? I'm pretty sure it mostly is. And oh, this pack, dude. Urza's Saga and a Marsh Flats. I mean, I think the super sweet Verdant Catacomb still wins, but like, wow. That's great. Vindicate, great card, like $1.50. Weirdly, you can... the old versions, just like the random one for Masters 25, is like $10. Why? No reason. No reason. It's the same damn card. Ulvenwald Mysteries. Alright. Okay. Weird card to have from the list, but there you go. We've been hitting a lot of cards from the list. They haven't exactly... Hey, there we go. There's the good... I mean, you're going in the good stuff pile. That card is pretty epic. And I think has just sort of become the staple, de facto, default. Like, this is your great threat. This is the guy you put with Delver of Secrets. Okay, taking stock at this point. Man, I'm only 2/3 of the way through this box. It's been fire. This box is fire. Man, it's probably all downhill from here. Like, it's not going to get any better, barring anything like super insane. Like, I almost like, man, what do you even do with these remaining packs? I just, all the good stuff is gone. Well, we could still, haven't opened a Scalding Tarn yet. Would like to open one of those. The fetch land hunt is on. I mean, we're not going to stop. You can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. All right, here we go. Chainer. Again, this slot just isn't very exciting unless you open up a mythic. They're all, I mean, there's good cards in there. Plenty of good cards. They're just not holding much value. They're just very abundant. Even the rares. As I said, you get a rare like every third pack. So, I mean, that's just, oh, we got some borderless thing. Oh, borderless Scion of Draco. That's interesting. No, I don't think it's one of the more expensive cards. We're just going to put it in the kind of medium. Medium. Yeah, this is one of the perhaps more interesting reprints. Chatter of the Squirrel. Well, thank God we got that from the list. I mean, cool. Squirrels are a theme and stuff, so I guess. So yeah, worth noting, and this just totally happens with these boxes. I would say in terms of the mythics we've opened from this box, we've struck way out. Like, the mythics have been nonsense. Yeah, here we go. Here's my foil rare, hooray! Mythics have not been good, and it just doesn't freaking matter. Like, the card quality is just so high in some of the other slots that you just don't really care if your mythics are terrible. And that is, oh man, you're going to hear my phone going off in the other room, and that's just we're going to deal with it. There we go. Pack was bad. Pack was bad. I still think this box is fire. Has been fire. At least I think we'll hit our $200 of value. I don't think we're haven't hit it's not mind blowing. It's not blowing my mind in terms of the value that I've seen. And maybe we still got room. But if this last third has been rubbish. 5 packs in a row, I would say, of rubbish. Haven't added anything to my list of goodies for a little while now. So yeah, maybe we just hit all the good stuff. Hit all the good stuff in the middle of this pack. Why? Why is this even in here? Good God, that's in the list? That's mind-blowing to me. Like, why? It's like, those demigods were, like, among the most overprinted cards because of the collector boosters. Like, you get a bazillion of those stupid demigods in foil. Oh, sweet. Alright, we got one of the good elemental incarnations. We got a Grief. We've got a Grief. Here's another card that's just sweet. Scourge Familiar. That card was expensive. Now it's not. Because, I mean, that card is, like, pretty cool, very niche effect, but, like, nothing else lets you discard a card to add a mana quite like that guy. So, that's a kind of neat card. Alright, we're getting near the end. Overall, I do think this has been a pretty good booster box. I am satisfied with what we have seen. We at least got one pretty decent mythic from the set, and a bunch of pretty mediocre ones. But then we got the goods to make up for it. So we'll take stock here in just a moment. So shiny. That card is so shiny, it's shiny. And one thing I am going to show you is just some distributional curiosities, because I think it is very important to recognize this. Alright, yeah, we got the gold stamped on this one. Alright, final pack of the box. Do we get another? No additional fetch lands. That was a kind of small number of fetch lands, I guess. 3? We got 3. I guess that's kind of average, probably. So as usual, you're going to hit about 7 to 8 cards from the list. It's pretty much what I expected. Usually you're only hitting around 1 rare or mythic out of those cards, which is pretty much what we saw here. Remember what I was saying earlier about the distribution of foils. I think this one is, this is very important to recognize. So in the set boosters, they follow a typical booster pack distribution of commons, uncommons, rares, and mythics. And that, I think, is really important. It devalues this slot from what you might expect. So, you know, out of the 30 packs, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, we got 22 commons, which is pretty much what you'd expect. I only have 5 commons because I actually kind of got a bonus rare out of this thing, and obviously Grist the Hunger Tide is actually kind of sweet. But unlike Draft Booster, these are going to follow a crummier distribution. It's not as good, essentially, as just getting 30 foils as you might from that. These are all just commons, uncommons, and again, out of the reprint slot, realistically, you can expect to get out of your 30 packs 10 rares / mythics. One of those is probably going to be a mythic. That's it. We got the worst one in terms of financial value. In terms of card quality, you know, it's great. It's a great card, but not financial value really isn't there anymore. And yeah, we have 11 rares / mythics out of that slot. And just to recap, given the wild card slot in the set boosters, you can pretty much count on getting, it seems to be around 40, I think 40 rares and mythics out of just your sort of regular set. So there's 10, 15, 20, there's 28. Might have been a little low on this one. 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we were a little bit low. We were a little bit on the low side. But in terms of the goods, we got a lot of the goods. I will say that. Mostly, I'm going to say on the back of some of those early hits with these lands. I am pretty disappointed with the mythics that I pulled out of here. I think they were kind of certainly the ones we don't really want to see a whole lot. I'm looking at you, Dihana. 2 Scions of Draco, a Fury, and the old Dihada. But obviously also the Grief. The Grief is great. No Monkey. Everybody always wants the Monkey, but overall, pretty good. We'll figure out what the value of this thing is, and we'll post a video. Enjoy.